If you've ever wondered why the Sigma INFJ's aptitude for logic thinking and decision-making doesn't deteriorate with age, the answer is that they do. The best thing is that as their intelligence increases exponentially over time, they rapidly surpass everyone in their peer group. Yet how do they accomplish this? Number 10, they get more eager to learn about different viewpoints. Since they take satisfaction in their life experiences and accomplishments, the majority of individuals grow more self-absorbed and self-righteous as they become older. Nevertheless, this is not the case with the Sigma INFJ. As kids become older, they grow more open to learning from others whose culture, ideas, attitudes, and experiences diverge from their own and searching out new viewpoints. They become increasingly more interested in other people's perspectives as they get older. They observe people's behavior and speech because of this. Rather than fully participating in their social interactions, they draw insight from them. They won't evaluate things based on their arbitrary opinions when doing so. Instead, they'll make an effort to see everything from a broader perspective. Number 9, they will pick their battles more carefully going forward. Instead of arguing with anybody or everything, Sigma INFJs start to select their battles more carefully. They are aware that they must choose their opponents carefully since they operate on various frequencies and have distinct perspectives. Otherwise, they'll have to defend themselves to others whose frequency doesn't match their own. They develop into wiser, more collected adults as a result. As individuals become older, they grow less concerned with what other people think of their viewpoints. While they are still willing to share their opinions, it should only be to people they know who listen and have a greater understanding of things. As they become older, they feel less responsibility in doing so. They will only engage in conflict with those who they believe can help find a solution. Otherwise, it would be an exhausting, senseless fight. How do you handle someone who purposefully rejects your point of view as a Sigma INFJ? Number 8, they aren't hesitant to give new things a go. As a Sigma INFJs become older, they lose their fear of pushing themselves outside their comfort zones. Instead of comparing themselves to others, they actually appreciate the process of developing from one prior version of themselves to another. They contrast their present abilities and personality with their former selves. They are therefore more advanced than those who just conform to external norms. Sigma INFJs are aware that following the same habits day after day makes it difficult to develop knowledge. The only way they will get smarter is when they stop being too critical of their errors and start pushing themselves past the boundaries of what they know or are able to do. They will come to understand that nothing and no one, not even powerful societal forces, can prevent them from becoming whatever they want to be as they reflect on their new experiences. Number 7, by becoming less reactive than before. But the majority of individuals are moodier and more irritable as they age. If Sigma INFJs don't, they will learn to be more tolerant, patient, and respectful of other people's irrationality. It's because as they grow older, their worldview broadens. Their understanding of life's events changes as they are exposed to increasingly diverse realities. The Sigma INFJs will not push themselves farther to prove themselves when faced with arguments that contradict their logic. People would just quit the dispute and get on with their lives since they will never understand, saving themselves the burden of attempting to make their point to the other person. In fact, the effects of mental stress are diverse, ranging from poor focus to excessive emotional reactivity, and the less they care, the less susceptible they are to various stresses. And they remain composed under pressure by keeping a sound mental state. They are less likely to use emotional outbursts and can deal with crazy individuals with grace. As the INFJ Sigma, what level of emotion are you now experiencing? Number 6, they develop greater empathy and selflessness. The more experienced Sigma INFJs are, the more empathetic and empathic they become. Their fulfillment and contentment may be influenced by their capacity to care for others. Despite their money or achievements, the majority of individuals remain dissatisfied and exhausted since they are unable to make others happy. Their primary concern is with their own egos and narrow interests. It centers on their individual requirements and preferences, while refusing to fulfill their own needs and those of others. As a result, they discover that they are empty, bewildered, and lonely. On the other side, all Sigma INFJs invest in the enjoyment of others. They will assist their friends and family in achieving their objectives in addition to achieving their own. This is how they get wiser as they get older. Number 5, they have greater self-acceptance. Wisdom grows when one accepts oneself. Sigma INFJs have worked hard to incorporate this attribute into their viewpoints and attitudes, and since the older Sigma INFJs get, the more at ease they are with their real selves, it should come as no surprise that they are the smartest of all personality types, and the MBTI, as they mature, leading them to bloom. INFJs don't try to change who they are to fit in. They are also the last to evaluate themselves against others' talents, assets, and physical characteristics. They realize that their individuality may make them shine, and that comparing themselves to others would only keep them from realizing their full potential. Is it really that simple to embrace oneself as a Sigma INFJ in the face of social norms? Number 4, self-care becomes more important to them. The Sigma INFJ's wisdom increases dramatically with age because they put more value on personal time and self-care, rather than their interpersonal connections. Despite this, they still like talking to their friends and family. Their limitations are more rigid than ever. As people age, they place greater significance on solitude and awareness. Also, as individuals age, they become less concerned about how other people will respond when they say no. But others think that self-care is limited to enjoying hot baths, warm showers, scrumptious meals, and lengthy sleeps. You might be surprised by how well cared for INFJs are. They believe that prioritizing yourself implies failing others. As kids become older, they will discover that it is good to let things be and will frighten anybody who attempts to push their boundaries. In a similar vein, it is about saying no often and setting boundaries to safeguard their calm. When it comes to nourishing their soul and maintaining their tranquility, Sigma INFJs have no boundaries. Because of this, kids learn as they become older that no one owes them anything, including their time, an apology, or emotional support. Number 3, they have more chances to impart their knowledge to others. The older INFJs are, the bigger the Sigma, the more people their viewpoints have influenced. However, how does this ability to impart wisdom relate to growing it? Not instructing others what to do or not doing is not the point of this, but instead they set an example. The more they desire to influence people with their actions, the more they may practice them, which is what makes Sigma INFJs smarter as they mature. They serve as an example to others of the value of being welcoming, open, kind, and unjudgmental in all circumstances, and they try their best to steer someone in the proper way if they are asked for help. Of course, by not allowing their partisanship and bias obscure that counsel. Do your family and friends also seek your opinion while making decisions as a Sigma INFJ? Number 2, they develop more awareness. A Sigma INFJ's thinking might be challenging since it is filled with complex possibilities, ambitious goals, and what-if scenarios. Their awareness of how their viewpoint may be warped and alter their feeling of purpose sets them apart from others, and doing it requires wisdom. The fact that they always take action to combat racism and prejudice is the finest thing. That could alter how they interpret the world. Thus, as individuals age, their ability to operate on a regular basis and execute their jobs better. Most INFJs desire to practice mindfulness because they really want to make the most of their lives, not because they were instructed to. Number 1, they never stop learning. Sigma INFJs never stop educating themselves and growing intellectually. So, as they live longer, their knowledge of various subjects expands and deepens. Instead of engaging in gossip, they pose intriguing, thought-provoking questions that spark thoughtful dialogues. In the same way, they seek out sensible mentors and accomplished business people to learn from rather than surrounding themselves with theatrical and poisonous people. Sigma INFJs are persistent in their inquiries. What can this person or connection teach me? What actions and lifestyle decisions can I learn from? Does this individual offer guidance based on reason or just feelings? They develop a top-notch inner circle this manner, which becomes a rich mine of information when they get older. Do you have an inner circle that you can draw wisdom and information from as a Sigma INFJ? The younger generations might learn a lot from Sigma INFJs. It's understandable why people look up to them and consult them while making important life decisions. Do those around you who are Sigma INFJs frequently seek your counsel? How do you feel about people in your age group developing cognitively more quickly?